You're listening to the Breadcrumb Mojito podcast, hosted by Connor Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. Start the day off with a margarita.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, welcome, bro. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
I guess we'll start where we normally start.
Yep.
Origin story. What
Awesome.
got you into hospo? What's the start of the journey?
So, origin. Let's say nearly 10 years ago now.
Yep.
I was living in Canada. That's where I'm originally from. Living in Canada with my grandparents. And my dad, who was living in Australia at the time with his partner, was getting married. And my grandparents were like, Dad's getting married. We're going to go over to Australia for the wedding in February. This is like February 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're like, you're coming with us because you're sat at home, 20 years old, you're not really doing very much. It's time to get out and like go and see something that's not like the town that you grew up in, right? So they got me a visa, or like signed up for a visa, just like a 6-month working holiday type thing. We went over there for, I think they were there for like a month. And then the idea was they go back to Canada and I stay in Australia for like 6 months and just do work. Mm-hmm. And then if I hate it, fly back after that time is done. If I love it, then, keep doing it, see how it goes.
Perfect.
So flew over there, and it was like, that's the first time that I had ever been like outside of British Columbia that wasn't like when I was super, super young. Mm-hmm. When I was really, really young, like 6 years old, I went to like as far as Saskatchewan to like visit my grandma.
Okay.
But I don't really remember that. And then when I was a little bit older, like I think like maybe 10 or something, I went with a friend to Edmonton. Weirdly, I don't even really remember what like the point was. I remember going to like West Edmonton Mall, which is like this like massive, gigantic. It's got like a water slide and a ski resort and a theme park all inside the mall.
No shit. It's like a little city.
Yeah, exactly. So we went there when I was really, really young. But aside from that, like had never left BC. So it was really eye-opening going to just completely different country, completely different time zone, everything, completely different people. Mm. And it was, yeah, like I said, it was just like really eye-opening. And I was like, oh my God, there's like so many people everywhere. There's so many, like, it's not like, I don't know, just like the same thing every single day for like 20 years that I've been doing before.
Yeah.
So it was just like running around everywhere like mad.
Where'd you go in Oz?
We lived in Sydney.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I've been told by a lot of people now, they're like, oh, if you went to Australia, you must have been to Melbourne. Wasn't Melbourne cool? And I was like, oh, I never got that far. I stuck mainly around Sydney just because that's where my parents were and stuff like that, which was like, just like the anchor, right? So you go too far away. But when I was living there, my dad still owns, like a hot yoga school.
Okay. Yep.
So it's like Bikram style.
Yep.
Hot yoga. Like,
in a sauna type setup.
yeah, so the room's like 42 degrees, 120% humidity, and you're in there. Yeah, man, it's like walking into the ocean. It's crazy. But you go and you do your 90-minute things and stuff like that. It's about like being not self-centered is not the word, but centered in yourself type thing.
Yeah.
Sort of practice like mindfulness and things like that. But the studio that they had like this room in the back, that's like where I stayed until like found a job and then moved into like a flat with like just a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
But the studio that they had in Darlinghurst was directly above this cocktail bar called Shady Pines Saloon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know Shady Pines.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, very well known venue.
Yeah. So Dad actually knew the guys that were running the bar, and like just took me down and was like, my kid needs a job. Do you need someone to wash glasses or run this or sweep the floor or do anything? And they're like, yeah, sure, just get them to come down later, and we'll just like, you know, get them on, run them through a shift, and teach them how to like polish rocks glasses and put them away, and then bring them to the bartenders when they need. And oh my god, so that was my first like introduction to hospitality, was working in this bar on like a Thursday, and it was like the most overwhelming thing I've ever like I feel like I've ever dealt with in my life. Looking back on it, I was like, huh, it was not. It's like there's so many more overwhelming things that you're gonna have to do. That like walking up to a table and being like, do you have any empty glasses that I can take, was like so like petrifying to me.
Yeah.
But like getting through that shift and like having a beer afterwards, was like this like crazy feeling of like, it's done.
Yeah.
And you like feel so relaxed.
You've been to war.
Yeah,
made
exactly.
it through
You're like
it.
shell shocked, and you've got all your war buddies around you,
exactly.
and you're all telling
Swapping
stories about everything. Yeah. So yeah, that was the first spot that I ever worked at, and I worked there for 6 months, just glassing and stuff, and like, I don't know. To me, I was like, oh, just another bar, like, you know, da da da. I did not realize the like pedigree of that bar until I started looking at other bars and how everyone was like, oh my god, Shady's, that's like such a like sick place. You worked at such a cool place for your first job. You're so lucky. Most people work at like shit pub and like, you know, they're
just pour pints.
Yeah, you're just like pouring this and like kind of standing around and stuff.
They don't even have rocks glasses, you know?
Exactly, yeah. You're basically just pouring into plastic cups the whole day.
Yeah.
Not that plastic cups are a bad thing. I've been to many a bar. Actually, one of probably my like third favorite bar. Nah, not third. Maybe third. That's not there anymore, unfortunately. Frankie's Pizza by the Slice, which was another bar that was associated with Shady's.
Yeah. I've had a couple of drinks at Frankie's. I went there after I saw Wu-Tang.
Oh, yeah.
At the Sydney Opera House for I think it was the 25-year anniversary of 36 Chambers.
Oh, wow.
And we went down to Frankie's Pizza afterwards and smashed some bourbons.
It's such a crazy venue.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool.
I've never seen like it's just like completely different. You like walk down and it's like the pizzeria, right? And they've got the checkered floor and like all the stuff on the walls and just the bar in the middle, and there's pizzas stacked everywhere and stuff like that. But then you go into the back and it's like dark neon lights, pinball machines, a massive like row of taps, and then a stage, and people are just like having heavy metal concerts in the back, and you're like, this is crazy. What did I just walk into?
Yeah.
And then like there's the door like downstairs that like the wall opens up, and there's like a secret tiny bar that's like a mini reflection of like Shady's and Baxter's that like all the hospital people sit in. You're like, there's 3 different bars in here. Like, what the heck's? Such a cool place. But all of the glassware in that venue are plastic, because like you could not have glass in that venue. Be not a good idea.
Yeah, you'd have a shitload of injuries.
Man, just people like absolutely into the crowd. I was there like it must have been like 2017 October. I think it was my birthday, and they were having this like massive metal concert, and there were people like literally crowd surfing and stuff like that. Dudes growling into the mic like and I was just like, this is the best. It's so cool. I can't believe this is happening in front of me.
Yeah. And just in a random spot. That you wouldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Especially a pizza place.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So unassuming on the outside, but I think it had the reputation for like being a place like that, because it was always packed, literally floor to ceiling, packed with people. Yep. Legitimately floor to ceiling. So there are people carrying people above their heads like this, up towards the ceiling like that.
Fun.
Yeah, it was so cool.
So did you step into the bar more there as opposed to Glassy?
Well, I didn't actually get the opportunity to work at Frankie's. Okay. I was on the bar a little bit at spot after I left Shady Pines, called Big Papa's.
Okay, yeah.
Which was this like Italian hip hop pasta bar that was like open till 3 o'clock in the morning. it was like this place was also like just so crazy to me that like the restaurant was like a 2-hat awarded restaurant. Like it was insanely good food, and you get this like just the most amazing like pasta and these like crazy cheese spreads and like super exotic wines and stuff at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And like the bar downstairs was just like this basement hip hop bar, and they played like it's like what's the word? Not like a faux pas, but like a cliche type thing, like the New Yorkie style hip hop bars. But it like leaned into it and delivered so heavily on like the swag.
Yeah.
And something that like you would imagine that like rappers like Biggie Smalls feel when they're like, or when they went out to clubs like
when
that.
they first
It's
battle
just
rapping.
like, yeah, well, it's just like everybody's drinking champagne and everybody's this Remy Martin going on behind the thing, and you're like sitting in your booth and you're just like having awesome pasta, and everybody's like having a little dance in the dance floor. There's this massive like tile portrait of Biggie Smalls on the floor.
Yeah.
That like was like the thing of the bar that like is obviously named after Biggie Smalls. I was on the bar a couple times when I was there, like you were saying, when like your first sort of bar job was they just like we're a bartender down, and they're like, do you know how to pour vodka sodas? And I'm like, sure. And they're like, get down there. Here's a mobile FPOS machine. Get down there and take as many orders as you can. I'm like, okay. I'm like free pouring all these like vodka sodas. Here you go. $13. I don't know if that's correct, but that's like about what I pay, I think, when I like order whatever. So like, did that a couple times. I don't think they let me back on the bar after that. They're like wasting too much alcohol.
Well,
Undercharging people. Like,
makes me think. So like, you were 20 when you moved to Oz. So were you of age to drink in BC?
I was 21. Yeah.
Okay.
In Canada,
is it 18 or 21?
Jeez, I think it's 18. I didn't, yeah, so in Canada, I was never really into, like, going to bars and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
The town that we lived in had, as far as I was aware, I didn't really go to very many, had, like, 2 bars. One of them was called Baselines, and it was owned by the Hells Angels, so you didn't go there.
Okay, yeah,
and the other
Clubhouse.
one, yeah. And this other one was this country club.
Okay, yeah.
Which is interesting that the first bar that I worked at was a saloon.
Yeah.
But this country club called Gabby's, that was like, getting weird flashbacks, like all the memories coming. Was just I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like, I don't know. I think it was 18 going to places like that. Hilariously enough, I used to go to Gabby's with this mate of mine. We would, he loved going to the casino.
Okay.
Like, too much.
Yeah.
Like, he gave them his ID to ban himself from going to the casino, and then would still sneak in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure this is like 10 years ago, so I can definitely talk about this, even though it's probably a little illegal. But he'd be like, yeah, just like, we're gonna go to the casino and I'll just play like a couple hands of blackjack and like win some money, and we'll go out and like we'll get some fresh clothes and then go to the bar. And I'm like, sick, sounds great. And
it's
like,
a great plan.
He's like, go and talk to the security guy real quick. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, just go talk to the security guy. And he's like, just go talk to him, like ask him a question or something. And so I'll go over and just blah 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 blah, and he's like walking behind me like this on his phone, like he's trying not to be like that. And this, I don't know if the security guys didn't care or didn't see him, but he'd always sneak in like that.
To be fair, they're probably like, whenever this dude comes, he loses heaps of money.
Let
him in.
Oh my god!
Let him in. Let's not ban him.
Yeah.
You want to ban the people that take the money.
Man, it was
We'll make him think he's banned.
Yeah.
So then he wants to come in more.
Man, if he ever watches this, I'm sorry. This is just a really funny story. I thought it was very funny. But like, you go and do, man, he was like not bad at playing like blackjack either. He would go in and just like, man, easily like $400, $500, $600, bang, and he'd be like, one more hand. Like, no, man, don't do it. Take it out. Like, $800. Bang. And it's like, damn, you're doing pretty good. He's like, one more hand.
Yeah.
Gone.
The curse.
Walk out of there with like $100, and he's like, still plus. And I'm like, no. Man, we could have it could have been so good. He's like, nah, it's all good. We got like a couple $100. Hilarious, man, so funny. We went to like the discount clothing store and like bought what we thought were like super cool jackets and stuff like that and like shirts, and then go up to this bar and like pay the entry and stuff, and he's like, first round's on me, with his like $20 that are left. And I'm like, yeah, sick, thanks, man. But man, being in there was crazy. This country club, Gabby's, was like so weird. I only went a couple of times because it just wasn't my scene.
Yeah.
But what were we on before?
Well, my curiosity was, because when you're at Big Poppa's, you were free pouring.
Oh yeah.
And is
yeah.
that sort of standard practice?
No.
Okay.
Just didn't know how to use a jigger.
Okay.
Honestly, they were just like, here's the vodka, here's where the glasses are, here's where the ice is.
Mm-hmm.
Go. I don't think they were like really asking me about like, are you sure you know how to do this?
Yeah.
They're just like, we just need booze and glasses and giving it to people.
Yeah, because I mean, like when I lived in Melbourne, you jiggered everything. It was law.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to free pour.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like, we down there because you'd been out in Canadian bars and they were all free pouring, and you kind of like picked that up,
I think
or just making
yeah.
a random guess,
I was just kind of like,
winging it.
that looks like enough. There you go.
Looks like enough.
That looks like enough.
I love it.
They didn't put me on the bar after that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that bar was really, really cool as well. I really, really, really loved working at Big Poppa's. It shut for a little while because they're that building is like in like a heritage section. I think that's what it is. The buildings on Oxford Street in Darlinghurst are like 100 years old.
Yeah.
So they needed to like rip out all the plumbing and stuff because they were planning on putting like the buildings are like 3 levels, right? I think each of them has like a basement and then a ground floor and a top floor. Putting a 3rd level above everything, and I don't know what they're even putting in their office space or apartments or something that they can rent out for $1 million a month. But they had to they had to gut all of the venues that were in there, so they booted everybody out. They just like, I don't know exactly the story, but I assume like they just were like, oh, once the lease is up, you go type deal. So Papa's actually shut for quite a while. But they're done all the renovations now, I think. Pardon me. And I think they're going in at the end of this year.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go back. The last time I was there, actually in Australia, last August, my stepmom called me and was like, "Hey, your dad's birthday's coming up. I want to surprise him. Can you get over here?" This is like 4 days before his birthday, and I was like, "Yes." I don't know how, but I'll do it.
Yeah. We'll try.
Yeah. So got a couple of tickets, and I was like, I'll come over for that 4 days. We'll just chill. That's like, I could get time off work for that. Go and surprise him and stuff like that. But like all of these bars that I really, really liked were all closed. Oh, so sad.
Sydney went through a bit of a rough stage with like the one-way doors and the midnight shut-offs and like say like a bunch of places shut. And Sydney always annoyed me. Well, it annoyed me I was a Melbourne person, that standard rivalry. But in Melbourne, you had so much food and drink in the city centre, amongst a whole bunch of business, accounting and legal and theatres and everything like that. Where Sydney was always like, the city was business. And a lot of the bars were on the outskirts. And you had a couple of really good hotel bars, like Baxter's or something like that.
Yeah,
Kittyhawk but they were all hotel bars. You didn't just have it wasn't the same sort of city vibe, nightlife culture that Melbourne had. That I think it made it hard to travel around and see a whole bunch of different spots in one night.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time I was there, when I first got there, let's talk about the lockout laws that they had. So like the one-way doors, and like I think it was like no doubles after midnight and no shots after 2.
Yeah.
To like just, I don't know. There was like a thing where some guy got like smacked in the back of the head and like fell over and smashed the front of his head on the ground and
Died.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that was in King's Cross.
Yeah.
I think.
I remember when they shut down the Cross.
Yeah, that was like a massive thing that like those bars were so like completely like obliterated by that. There was like one bar that I liked going to in King's Cross called Janglin' Jack's, and it's kind of set up like this actually. Just like a long bar, and they're just doing like pretty simple drinks, but it was like a jazz lounge or something. I don't know, but but there was nothing else there. I lived in, what is it called? Potts Point, which is like the tail end of the top King's Cross. And like, yeah, just wandering around, there's nothing. There's never anything going on past midnight, just because it was just so difficult to get into places, and there was so much like police presence and security presence and everybody getting watched.
The Cross was notorious for violent drunkenness.
Yeah, but you know the issue with that, and like you like working in bars that are not in King's Cross, you end up getting fucked because all of that stuff, like those people don't just go, "Oh, rats."
Yeah, we're never going out again.
Oh, I guess I can't go out anymore. They just go to a different suburb. It's not that far away. There's there's 3 buses every 3 minutes that go through the CBD. They got light rail now. There's a train that takes you through Redfern, Newtown, all this stuff. Like, it's not difficult. Like, I believe to get around that city, to get to a place that will give you a beer. There was a I wouldn't call it like a hotel pub. There was a pub that was in the center of the CBD, just outside of Surrey Hills. It's called Strawberry Hills Hotel. This
I've
bar,
had a beer there, I think.
Man, this bar was open until 6 o'clock in the morning. Shut for 2 hours to clean, and then opened at 8 a.m. for breakfast.
Yeah.
And it's like and the bar across from them was open from like 6 a.m. until like 4 a.m. So it like, they both like looped over, and you could just be in a bar perpetually for 24 hours straight. Yeah. And like, terrible stories, but like finishing work in the CBD, most places in the CBD close at like 2 or 3. And if you close at 2 or 3, you're getting out of there at like 3 or 4. And then everybody's like still riding the high of like crazy night, so let's go out and get pissed. Yeah. So you go to Strawberry Hills, it's the only place that's open. And like, leaving that bar sometimes, like the notion of leaving a bar and the sun is up, and like the last time you saw the sun up was before you got to work. So like the sun had set and risen again, and you're walking home like this, like with your jacket like this, like, and there's people running next to you, and they're like, "Good morning," and you're like, is like actually just so terrible.
The vampire life.
It's so crazy. Like, that businessmen in suits going to work, and you're like, I'm just getting home. Oh no, I've got to wake up and like, this is not going to be long enough sleep. Just I don't know. Some of the late nights out there were like some of the latest stuff, some of the earliest stuff. When it gets so late, you can't call it late anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When it's like, there's no point in going to sleep. We might as well just have a coffee and go to work.
Just keep it going.
Had plenty of those nights. See, Australia's good for shit like that.
It is. And I think it was good the time that I was there. It was enjoyable. You make the mistakes young, so that later on you're like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I gotta be in bed by midnight. Like, otherwise I'm like a total wreck at 11 o'clock when I gotta wake up to go to work.
Yep. Wait till you get to the point where you start having kids and shit. If that midnight becomes 9:30 real quick.
I bet. You gotta sleep before a kid wakes up.
I mean, that's our routine.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a wind down reminder that comes up on my phone at 9:15 every night.
Yeah.
By like 9 to 9:10, I'm finishing my chamomile tea. I'm brushing my teeth and I'm going to bed, and I want to be gone by 9:30 because I know, well, not me, but my partner Amanda. She's going to be up in 3 hours to give the little one a bottle or change a nappy or something, and I know that my alarm's going off at like 5:45 a.m. to just get up and start the day. It's almost the same life, except when I get out of bed, the sun is not in the sky, and when I go to bed, the sun is not in the sky.
Yeah.
So you just sort of flip the cycle a little bit. I think hospital warms you up for that.
Surely for the irregular like cycle of as I would imagine most people I've spoken to about their children is like, oh, it's not my schedule anymore. It's absolutely there. Is like, it's like like your venue manager just like giving you random shifts. Your child becomes your venue manager. It's 4 a.m. start. Let's go.
I've woken up some mornings because I sleep through it a lot of the time when our little one wakes up. But like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, how's your sleep, babe? And she'll be like, what sleep? I'm like, oh, what time do you get up? And she was like, I've been up since 3:30. And he wouldn't go back to sleep. He wanted to fucking run around and watch TV and shit like this. And I'm like, rough.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, good night.
That's pretty much exactly it.
Brace yourselves. It's sponsorship time. I know ads can feel like the Broccoli podcast, but today we're talking about the Bar Society, a company I own and operate. So think of it as supporting my broccoli farm. This goes out to all cocktail lovers and hospitality pros. Are you ready to elevate your drinking experience? Introducing the Bar Society, New Zealand's leading clear ice supplier. Whether you're stirring down a classic old-fashioned or crafting the perfect gin and tonic, there's no substitute for crystal clear ice. Not only does our ice look stunning, but it also melts slower, keeping your drinks colder and your flavors perfectly balanced. From home bartenders to high-end establishments, the Bar Society's here to bring your beverages to the next level. Order today and see why we're trusted by the best bars and restaurants in New Zealand. Visit thebarsociety.co.nz and let us transform your drinks. The Bar Society. Elevate your drinking experience.
Good shit. So, big poppers. First shift on the bar.
Yeah.
Vodka sodas.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
After Papa's, so in Australia on the visa I was on, you'd only work in a venue for 6 months.
Okay.
But it was like only in like the building was like the venue, right?
Okay.
So I worked for the same company in the next venue. I actually worked at Kittyhawk.
Oh, yeah, Kittyhawk.
Yeah.
It's great. I like to go in there.
Man, I have like not like a love-hate relationship, but like there were shifts that were like I did not enjoy at Kittyhawk. And then shifts I was like, oh, this is great. This is super cool. That's like probably one of like the most impressive back bars that I had seen for like just like this spread is like this like impossibly long bar. Must have been, it looked like it was 20 meters and just like rows and rows and rows and rows of like rums and this and that and the other.
Yeah, well, correct me. It was rum and agave?
It was, well, I think it was like their focus was like more on rum. But it must have been tequila was probably like a good second, and mezcals and destillados and stuff like that. But I didn't work too much on the bar there. I worked upstairs in their function room.
Okay.
So this massive function room that fits like 300 people type stuff, and like every single day, it's so popular. Literally every day, there's like 2 different functions upstairs, one in the morning, one at night, and they're like 21st birthdays, 40th birthdays, wedding receptions, this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, so you gotta like get all the setup done and then help the chef prep all the things that like go out, and you're carrying everything around. You're like, champagne serves, doing this, orders through, finding where this person went because they walked away from you, and then like breaking it all down and setting it up for the next one. And like that was like it was easy work, but it was like you'd be like really quick because the chef's like, send it, and the bar's like, where is everybody? Take all the champagnes that I poured, and you're like, oh, running around, you're like, take that here.
Yeah, champers in one hand, sliders in the other.
Yeah, exactly. I just stand by the elevator and like just stand there with a tray with like a bunch of champagne glasses on it. And every time someone comes up, you're like, here you go, here you go, here you go. Run back to the bar, get new tray, stand there. Here you go, here you go, here you go. And then that's like that job done. And then by that point, whoever else is like running food on the floor, you just go help them. And then everybody else is pretty much like self-service from the bar. But I worked there for a while. And I only worked there for 3 months, I think. Yeah, because it would have been coming to the end of my visa in Australia. So I think my visa ended in like January of 2019, 2020,
Right before COVID.
It might have been 2020, January 2020. So I left here. I left Australia beginning of Jan and came here because the idea was like, oh, if my visa's expiring, like I don't want to go home because like it's so cool being out doing whatever, like doing this thing,
Having a life for once.
Yeah, going, and I'm like, oh well, like if I go across the pond, like it's not like so egregiously far away. Like dad, like I think dad and his wife were like, "Do you want to go to like what about like Europe or what about like some like Indonesia or Malaysia or what about these things like that?" And I'm like, don't really want to go somewhere where I can't speak language. So I think that would be like really difficult. You know, everyone's like, you like pick it up real quick because like it's like
you have no choice.
Yeah, you have no choice. It's like adversity or adapt in the face of adversity type deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want to go so far away to like Europe and be like that, even though that would be really cool. So I was like, New Zealand's right there. This is 3 hours away. So I go there and then like work, save up enough money for a flight, and then come over and visit for a week or two, and then go back and then work, and then go. And that was like the plan.
It's been a few years now.
Yeah. Well, it's like just gotten to the point where I can do that.
Okay.
And it's like, obviously, I got here 2020, and then, was like staying in a hostel, going around. I met a couple guys I met this Canadian guy and 2 German guys in the hostel that I was staying in at the time while I was looking for a place to flat. And these guys, they like came into the room and they're like, "Hey man, blah 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 blah, what's up?" I'm like, hello. I'm a little introverted, so I'm like, oh, new people, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, leave me alone, I'm watching Netflix. They're like, oh, do you want to come out with us tonight? And I'm like, sure. What's the worst that can happen? So we went up to Cassette Bar.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is like another one of like the strangest like bar experiences that I've had. They used to do those little teapot shots.
Yeah.
And like we got the teapots and I was like, ooh, cool. And the other guys were just like drinking straight out of the teapot and I was like, oh, I understand what this is for. Right, I get it. Okay. They were like, hey, we're like going up to Cape Ranga tomorrow. We're gonna get like a little thing to stay in at Paihia. We're gonna drive all the way up to Paihia, get a place there, drive up to Cape Ranga the next day, and then drive all the way back to Paihia, stay there again, and then drive all the way back. Do you want to come with us? You seem pretty cool. I'm like, sure. What's the worst could happen? Cut off all my limbs and throw me in the ditch somewhere? Like, you guys don't seem that bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like that night, I like booked into the accommodation they were stayed at, and like gave them $80 for gas money, bought a case of beers, grabbed some snacks, loaded into the car the next morning, and like drive all the way up. Which was super cool because that was like that's probably like one of the 2 or 3 times I've like actually seen New Zealand.
Yeah.
As like
as a tourist.
Well, as like I love cities. I love big cities. Vancouver, Sydney, Auckland, not a big city, but the biggest city here.
Yeah.
And like getting out to be like wow, the like rolling hills are like beautiful, and there's like foliage and animals
Yeah.
everywhere. Like,
What is that green thing
Look
over
at
there?
all of this stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's everywhere. Look at the coastline is like beautiful.
That's the first time I've seen a bird that isn't a pigeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, what is that? What is that thing with the turkey neck and it's blue and it makes a really crazy noise? All the birds here are.
Yeah, what is that? A pukeko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be. Seeing all that and like going up to Paihia and like being at beach there. It's just this tiny little like one street like beach town, and like the beach there was so beautiful. It was like 28 degrees, and like going up to Cape Ranga was super cool as well. It's like you can see like the sandbars from like 90 Mile Beach from Cape Ranga as well, which is cool. And like they've
Can
got
you see where the two seas merge? up
yeah,
there?
yeah. There was because like one of the oceans is like a kind of green, and the other one's like this really deep blue, and they make all these whirlpools where they meet, which is pretty cool. I think that has something to do with like they go opposite ways or something.
Yeah,
or,
tidal
like,
currents and
like
salinity and all that sort of shit.
salinity and the temperature differences and stuff. So that was really cool. And then when we drove back, we went to 90 Mile Beach, and that's probably like the most ethereal experience I've ever like had. The ocean, when we got there, the sun was like just setting on the horizon, and like the ocean spray was coming up super high. So when you look down either side of this beach, you could not see the end. It looked like it disappeared into fog.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, wow, this looks like a place like removed from time.
Yeah,
like a place
yeah.
like a place that you see in a memory where everything's a bit hazy.
Yep.
I was like, this is so amazing.
And I haven't died yet.
and I have all of my limbs. It's so cool. We actually on the way there, I don't think we took like the correct road, because on the way there we had to go down like this dirt path basically in the car, and like the car was like doing this the whole time down the road. Like the windows are shaking and the tires are like the suspension's going crazy and the doors are like coming apart. And the trunk hinge broke, and the trunk like flies open, and like all of our stuff's in there, and we're like, well, shit, like what do? We gotta like tie it. We don't have anything to like tie this down, and nobody's gonna sit on the back of the trunk while we like go down this terrible bumpy road. Thankfully, there was a very good Samaritan that was coming up the other way in his like massive truck, and was like, "You guys stuck?" And I'm like,
Yeah, how could you tell?
yeah. He's like, I got some rope. I'll help you tie up your thing. So I tied it up, and he went on his merry way, and we went on our merry way. And yeah, seeing that was really, really cool. But anyways, after that, we go our separate ways, and this is like now February, looking for a job. And I find I had not a couple of contacts, but a couple of the people that I knew from Sydney were like, oh, you should go to Ponsonby, because Ponsonby is like, there's a bunch of cool cocktail bars there, this, that, and the other. Just like talk to this one fellow. So I was gonna go and I was actually gonna go apply for a job at Clipper.
Oh yeah.
When Clipper was there, but I had gone at like 3:00, and they didn't open till 4. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll continue down the road. And I walked all the way down the road to the corner of Ponsonby Road and Williamson, and there's this bar there called Scandal. And I was like, this looks kind of interesting. Like, go and give it a CV and stuff. Walk in there, and hand my CV to this gigantic Maori guy named JT. And I'm like, hey, how are you? My name's Tristan. I'm from Canada. I'm coming over from Australia looking for a job. Do you need anyone to polish glasses or free pour vodka sodas for you? And he's like, oh, yeah. I'll check with the bar manager, see if he needs anything. Da da da. So I hand that off, and I got an email back a couple days later, and they're like, yeah, come in for an interview and sit down with the bar manager. And the bar manager at the time was Jeremy.
I was thinking, is this the
Yeah.
the initial meeting of Jeremy?
This is the initial meeting.
It clearly went well.
Yeah, well, I guess. It must have been.
Your interaction with him, maybe not scandal.
Yeah. Well, it was, he was just like, oh, your CV like reads really well. There's a bunch of really good places that you worked at. So, like, you start here on a part-time thing, and, like, you can polish the glasses and run the food and learn the venue and then do the cocktails. I was like, cool, sounds great. And then, like, maybe a week later, bang, COVID.
Mm.
The government's like, don't leave your house.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I was living in a hostel on Fort Street at the time. 'Cause it was, like, the cheapest hostel I could afford. And thankfully, they were quite nice, and they, like, dropped everybody's rent, like, half. So I was, like, paying $50 for a room by myself, basically, because everybody went home.
Yeah.
Like, nations and stuff were, like, I'm sure everybody remembers this, but nations were, like, putting out grants for, like, stranded people overseas and to get them back to their countries so that they could be looked after and things like that. And there was actually one for Canada. The government was like, you can apply for this $5,000 grant for an emergency flight tomorrow, or like whenever you can get to the airport to get back home. You do not have to pay back this loan.
Wow, that's great.
And I was like, if I leave this country right now, if I go home and I leave this country right now, I will never come back because it's a $3,000 ticket to get back here.
Fuck, is it that much from Canada?
It's like, it's something that might be round trip. It's probably close to like maybe $1,600 one way. But I'm like, that's just like a lot of money. If I go back home and COVID runs its course, my visa runs out anyways. So like I would not be able to get a new visa. In my mind, that's like what I was thinking at the moment. In hindsight, there probably would have been government forgiveness or something at that point, and they ended up extending a bunch of visas anyways. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just ride it out here because it seems like it's pretty good. I got a job, so the government payment scheme is like giving me. It's like 80% of like your contracted hours. So I was contracted for like 25 hours or something like that. So they're paying me like 20 hours a week, which was more than enough to pay $50 in rent every week, and then just like go down to the supermarket and get like cup noodles and stuff to like heat up in the hostel kitchen. It was not. I don't think anybody had a very exciting life for those 2 years. Well, maybe not just like that initial 100 days was like, I think, pretty rough for most people.
Yeah, quite scary. It was no one knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, no.
You just kind of winged it. And because you hadn't been in the country very long, you wouldn't have been able to access any other like local government grants.
Yeah.
No resurgence payments or anything?
No, I don't think so. I remember there was like a cost of living payment that they gave everybody once, but...
Oh, you did get that?
I got that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, well. This is like $100. I mean, any money's good money. Especially free money.
100%
Free money's good money. But yeah, so... Where was I? We're in the hostel. Yeah. And like...
2-minute noodles.
COVID... In this hostel for however long, and like thankfully being able to get paid through, thankfully getting hired at Scandal literally a week before this all happened. And then lockdowns were lifted for a bit. Everybody went back to work. You do the social distancing thing. Everybody knows. And working there was cool. That's probably like the compared to like Big Papa's, the food at this place was like just like next level. The chef that was in Scandal was like seriously so good. Just a wizard. This was like an Asian fusion place. That was like, I think it was like, man, I'm gonna get like totally like embarrassed.
When Jeremy listens back to this, he'll be like, bro, you don't even remember?
You don't even know what the food was? It was like, I think it was like Thai and Japanese sort of cookings, lots of like fish dishes and sesame things and tofu and half chicken and curry and stuff like that. But the food was seriously next level. It was so amazing, and the cocktails were amazing as well.
Mm-hmm.
The cocktails were amazing, and it was just like it was interesting compared to the other places I worked. It was like normally busy for like maybe 3 hours. You get like really really hammered where all your bookings come in, and you're just like flat out making cocktails, and it would be me and Jordy on the bar and Jeremy and I don't remember the name of the lady that we worked with at the time. They'd be on the floor, and then JT would be like hosting or whatever. But it was cool. It was a good place to learn, and like had a lot of people around me that were really good to learn from.
Jeremy's a good teacher.
Like Jeremy, and even Jordy was like really really good. Jordy was taught by Jeremy as well back when they were at Mea Culpa.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jordy was like...
which was there before Clipper.
Yeah, Jordy was like glassieing originally and then moved on to the bar and then was taught after that. And like, yeah, just drilled into me like, use the jigger, bro. Like, it was...
I see you got the jigger tattooed on your arm now as well.
Yeah. It was a funny moment, but I think we were teaching one of the floor staff to like make espresso martinis or something like that. Just pouring the thing and then goes pour it and I'm like, that it's not full to the line.
Yeah.
Like you gotta fill it to the line. She's like, it's full enough. I'm like, no, it's not. That's like, it's supposed to be 30 ml. That's like 29. Like, it's gotta be full. She's like, ugh. And Jeremy was like, haha, you're the bar Gestapo. I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, no. So, yeah.
You've gone from free pouring vodka
I'm
to...
like the stickler now.
Yeah,
Being like, that's not full. Come on, that's not 30 mLs. That's
I love
like,
it.
Jordy used to do that to me all the time. He'd be like, that's over. That's 32, not 30. Like, you bastard. Like, but I think all of that stuff, the like little details, I think, were like was what made me like I think I don't want to say better than other people, but like better than the average like whoever just learns to like.
Well, it made you
put,
appreciate
like,
it enough to want to be good.
Yeah, exactly. There's an attention to detail that I think is really important, and that is a separating factor between like people that are like good and people that are great.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, Scandal, that was good. We were there. I don't even know how long I was there, because like, man, the COVID stuff was just like, such a blur. It was like this, that. I think I started like March, and then worked through until it must have been September, maybe after. And I moved to different jobs. I think this was when like COVID was everyone was like, oh, it's going away.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of going back to normal. And I was like, oh, cool. I need more money now.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to move to a different place. And I went and applied at a bar called Saxon and Parole.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Commercial Bay. It's this like American, like steak house, grill house, pub.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of, I don't want to say it was a franchise, but there was a part of the same name in New York.
Yeah, and is that the same group that has like Ghost Donkey and...
Yeah. So they came over with Ghost Donkey, Pony Room, and a pizza bar called Liquorette.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just shoved them all into Commercial Bay. So I applied at Saxon and then got a job there, worked there for a bit, and was just on the bar, which was nice. It was finally actually just like dedicated, like, here's 40 hours a week, you're on the bar, bang, bang, bang. And I was pretty much just like, I need to like learn how to like make all these drinks and how to make them better than anybody else. So I would do this thing where I'd like stand at like the dispense and just like take all the tickets that come out and just like make everything. And I'd be like absolutely in the weeds. And the bartender next to me would be like, give me a ticket, bro. And I'm like, no, I've got this. Like, no, it's fine. I'm doing it. Shaking all these things. And that was like, I think that was something that Jeremy actually told me, was like, just be the guy that makes all the drinks.
Yeah.
Because then if you're the guy that makes the drinks, that's what people know you as. You're
Yeah.
the guy that makes the drinks. And then you get like well known from like just doing all the things that you can possibly do. Just like load up on it, especially when it's early. 'Cause, like learning all this stuff is like really important.
That is, and I mean, it's perfect advice because when I was in bars, I did a very, very similar thing.
Oh.
Like, put me on dispense on the busiest fucking nights.
Yeah.
Like, I spent one of my favorite dispense sections was at Chin Chin and Go Go. And like, there was a Chin Chin in Sydney, but like, the original Chin Chin and Go Go in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Like, we would do 1,000 covers a day between lunch and dinner. It was just packed. You had 2 hours of quiet in between lunch and dinner service. But like, we're looking at, 600 plus cocktails a night. And the dispense section did 100% of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then you had 3 other stations which did all of your standing people that would come up to the bar and order.
Oh, wow.
And so one person on dispense is dealing with like, let's say
600 people.
15 tables of go-go, and then you
yeah.
had the chin-chin stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 levels
Yeah.
and 2 different venues, but the same food out of the same kitchen across it. And people from upstairs could order go-go cocktails,
Yeah.
but very rarely would we allow people from downstairs to order the
upstairs
chin-chin.
cocktails
Yeah,
downstairs.
exactly. Because it was all just a little bit different. Like, we had our own... We were more the cocktail bar as
Yeah.
opposed to the restaurant. But yeah, whoever's on dispense, like, you were just getting fisted constantly.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's exactly what I
That's the
want
spot
to do.
where I
That's
wanna
where
be.
I want to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And then occasionally when you're super in the weeds, you can pass 2 or 3 tickets down.
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, hey, bro, can I just get 2 espresso martinis?
Yeah.
But yeah, dispense, bro.
Need these
it's-
mojitos made.
yeah, exactly.
Fine,
Yeah,
brown
anyone
sugar.
gets a mojito. Everyone fucking take the mojitos away from me. But it's how you got good at what you were doing, because everything just became such a muscle memory. You learned how to set up a station more efficiently. You just, I loved that shit. You're constantly under pressure.
Yeah.
It's how you get good at anything. You do it heaps. Repetition, man.
Absolutely, I agree. It's the pressure is just like getting into the mode of like just like head down. Just, like, you like enter like flow state
Exactly.
of like
And you make less mistakes when you're there.
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
I make more mistakes when we're quiet, and there wasn't really much to do. And as you're making your drink, you're kind of chatting to whoever's next to you, and you're like, "Oh, fuck, I forgot I hadn't even brought the sugar syrup out of the fridge yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go grab that." And drinks just took twice as long to make, and I'd make fuck ups and things like that. Whereas when you were just, back up against the wall and you had nothing to do but fight your way out. You were, what's
Gotta
the, I heard a hostage negotiator say that when it's as bad as it can get, you fall to your highest level of preparation. And that's what I think. Like, when your back's up against the wall, it's an emergency. You perform at your peak. Because you have no choice.
All other thoughts go to the wayside. It's like the laser focus.
Exactly. And exactly what you said. Flow state. 100%. So that was your niche as well.
Yeah. Well, it like apparently it panned out pretty well. But yeah, Saxon, and then more COVID.
Yep.
And then I think it was like the 3rd lockdown. I don't remember how many we had. They actually shut down. So we got in the middle of lockdown. They were like, "Hey guys, everybody jump on Zoom for a quirky little chat."
Yep.
And they're like, "You're all being made redundant." What?
Fuck this again.
I've never seen people leave a video call faster than the word wasn't even done and everyone was like, "Bye," click. But yeah, that was pretty rough in the middle of lockdown, losing your job and being like, "Uh-oh, what do I do?"
Yeah.
But thankfully I think we dropped down a level or something like that from 3 to 2, and then when it was 2 you could kind of go out sort of. And I picked up a job working with my flatmate Elliot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were flatting together at the time. Uh, where were we? We were on Eden Crescent actually. So that literally just like up and down, just past that little like park that's like up the hill.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally right there.
The apartment.
Yeah. It's like a little collection of townhouses. It looks like a villa.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
But we were flatting there. He was living in Parnell for a bit and like was having trouble finding a roommate. And I was just like, well, my roommates are actually moving to Japan, so I need a roommate. So please come live with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the whole house of rent and no job.
Yeah. So we moved in. I might be getting the timelines mixed up a tiny bit, but we were living together, and he was working in Parnell. He was working for a bar called Pineapple at the time.
Oh yeah, Pineapple and Parnell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a sister bar, 46 in York. So he like duoed between those, and I was like, "You got any jobs?" So sat with the venue manager there, or the owner, Jared, and was like, "Hey, need a job?" Da da da. And he's like, "Yeah, cool, done, bang, start tomorrow." And then like did that and like duoed a couple times at Pineapple, which was pretty fun. We went on. We spoke about this a bit before, but like going and seeing New Zealand. While I was working there with the guys at Pineapple, over the New Year we shot for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of places to do. And they were like, "Oh, we usually go and do like a staff thing. You've only been here for like a couple months, but like if you want to pitch in, you come with us. We're gonna go down to Ohakune."
Ohakune. Yeah. I know that very well.
Man, this was like so cool. I think I enjoyed this trip more than the Cape Ranga trip. This was, I think we were out for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And we just got a load of camping stuff, loaded up a bunch of beers and food and stuff, and went and drove down to Lake Taupo, and we did kayaking or canoeing on Lake Taupo, because there's these like massive like rock carvings in the cliff face.
Yep.
So we went out. It was like, it must have been like 32 degrees. At least it felt like it on the water. Because the sun's just like boing everywhere around you. You're like, oh my god, this is so hot. Seeing the rock faces. I actually got the probably the worst sunburn I had ever had in my entire life. You'll probably never guess where.
Oh.
Ooh.
Sunburn.
Sunburn on the lake.
On the lake while you are kayaking.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I've just got shorts on, nothing else.
Is it all the back of your legs and like under your arms and shit from like reflection?
Thankfully, no. A lot of people say the bottom of the chin.
Yeah, well, I was gonna think
like you never really think to do this.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh yeah, do this one and do this, and then you miss here.
Yeah.
Didn't get it there. So when you put a kayak into the water, you put it into the water.
Yeah.
And then you step into the water, and then you step into your kayak, and then you paddle on your merry way.
Okay, yeah, so it's like knee down.
So the sunscreen washed off the tops of my feet.
Oh, yeah.
And I got sunburn just on the tops of my feet. Because, like, you got your feet in the thing, and you're using that to control the rudder behind it.
Yeah.
It actually felt like my blood was boiling in my feet. It was so excruciatingly painful every time you took a step, because like all the blood when you're not standing is in the bottom of your foot. When you stand, it pushes it all up to the top of your feet, and you hit that cooked skin. It was so unreal. I had to walk around on like the balls of my feet to like try to not like I crawled places, seriously. We got down to got into Ohakune, and like I had like bandaged up my feet and stuff, and like I think I crawled literally from the like batch that we were staying at. I think I literally crawled down the street to the pharmacy, and like got through the doors, and the pharmacist was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, help, please.
Water.
Yeah, I need aloe vera. Thank you. Burn cream. Yeah, it must have looked horrifying. So, like, my feet were all bandaged up. It must have been like, oh my god, did someone like cut off your feet? What the heck? And it's like, no. They're just sunburned really badly.
And I guess the people in Awakuni are like, they would be relatively practiced in terms of severe sunburn treatment. Because when it's snow season, you get a lot of people that get like sunburn from the snow reflection.
Yeah.
Which would probably be very similar in Canada as well.
Yeah. Probably. I didn't spend much time in the mountains when I was in Canada, honestly.
Like you said, you're a city boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, when I was quite young, actually, I have very fond memories of this. The few times that I did go up to the mountains and stuff like that. My grandmother used to take me to this mountain called Cypress Mountain, and it was like this is no like Black Diamond Mountain or anything like that. It's like pretty chill. We just go do like cross country skiing, just like walking along and stuff. I think I must have been 10 or 12.
Okay.
Probably quite young. Yeah, probably. And everything seems so much bigger when you're like this.
Yeah.
That mountain, seriously, it felt like I was probably up there for days. Like, felt like Bear Grylls, like I'm gonna have to decapitate a snake to catch rainwater and stuff so I'd have something to drink. Man, it, like, just the trek up this like tiny hill felt like insurmountable when you're so young. But there's this like little like log cabin, like this halfway cabin or something like that. And that was like always the goal whenever we went, was like get to the cabin and then like defrost your skeleton and have like this like cup of hot chocolate or whatever, and then go back to the car. And like, yeah, it was just like you'd get going up this hill and you're like, and you get up to the top and you look down and it's like pitch black. It's like nighttime now, and you just see the outline of this cabin and like red glow coming out of the windows from like the fireplace. This cabin was like made completely out of cedar. Right. So when you get in there, all you smell is like this like warm, like sweating cedar, and like strip off your gloves and they're literally like still in the shape of your hands because they're frozen solid. You throw them on the fireplace and they and all the steam comes off them, and you're like, oh, those are going to be good to put on later. Like, get your boots off, undo your jacket because you're sweating like mad, and you're like, huh. And the lady comes around, she's like, do you want hot chocolate? Yes! Yes, I do. And then just like warm your soul and then get back to the car. And
it'd be a little bit easier going home, a little more downhill.
Yeah, it's pretty much downhill. The only thing is that when you're 10, you don't know how to stop. So stopping for me was just like falling over. Because you're right. It was, most of it was just downhill. It's like getting out of the bowl that this hut was in, and then going all the way down, and then it's like the ski area with like the place where you get your skis, and it's just like snow parking lot. I swear one time I was like going down, doing the thing, and I was like, how do I stop? Slam right into a car that's like parked there, and I'm like, wham.
There was all of the snow you could have fallen into, and you chose the
just like
thing.
Anywhere, just like fluffy snow, car. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh fuck, I love that.
Great memories of going to Cypress Mountain. I'd love to go again. The next time I go back to Canada, I don't know when that will be. But the next time I go back, I think I'm like really debating if I want to do a winter trip or a summer trip.
Yeah.
Because like, it's so difficult to like peg summer in Vancouver.
Okay.
Because it's like rain, sun, snow, rain. Like the winter season there is so weird just because of the way that the climate is. It's basically like here, but like a touch colder. And like the snow happens now. It's like moved from like happening in like December to happening in like February.
Oh, no shit. So it's no longer like a white
It's
Christmas.
super, super weird. Yeah, it's a wet Christmas now. It's like so
Yeah.
rainy. It's crazy to me having experienced Christmas in like literally 4 different seasons.
Yeah,
Like here,
yeah.
summer, Vancouver, rain, winter, snowy winter. Like I've almost got all 4 of them ticked
What's
off.
your favorite? Now that we're coming up to Christmas time as well.
Absolutely White Christmas.
White
It's gotta
Christmas,
be. I
yeah.
think it might be like a little bit of like indoctrination type thing because it's always like that's all the marketing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And-
Like Christmas flavors are fucking, cinnamon and clove
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cherry,
yeah.
and it's all very warm and it's cold outside. With here, it's like spates and a snag on the barbie.
Yeah. Well, having the first Christmas that I had in Australia, Dad was like, "We're going to the beach," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, it's 42 degrees out. 42 degrees out. Not negative, positive. 42 degrees. I guess we're going to the beach.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And there's people in like Santa hats running around, jumping into the water at Bondi, and I'm like, this
Bondi
is
on
the
Christmas
weirdest
Day.
thing ever. Yeah, man, it's like wall to wall.
Half the fucking city's there. Like,
But it's an experience. You got to do it. I think
Yeah.
that was like probably the one to be like, okay, we do it, and then no more.
Yeah.
And then go somewhere
the
else.
lifeguards
after
are all
that.
running around talking to people that don't speak English, like in between the flags, please.
Yeah. That one safe. That one dead.
yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've all watched a lot of Bondi Rescue growing up in New Zealand and Australia.
I love Bondi Rescue.
Yeah,
So
it's quite good, isn't
I
it?
watched that on YouTube quite a lot.
Yeah, I love it. It's good fun.
That was definitely something that was strange. In Canada, you can't really swim in the ocean in
Okay.
Canada. There's too much like seaweed and stuff
Okay,
everywhere, and it's just rocks and shoal, and the water is like -4. So it's just not nice to swim in.
Yeah, and I guess you're very far north,
Uh,
and so yeah,
It
is
is-
quite.
is
It's not like
ins-
California on one side.
yeah, it is insanely. There are a couple beaches that you can that are like nicer. There's like Spanish Banks and English Bay and stuff, and there's another one that I'm forgetting. That are like sandy beaches, but like the beaches that I went to, there's this beach called White Rock Beach in White Rock, and it's famous for this massive, gigantic white rock that was, I think, painted white. But like this massive rock, I think it might have been painted because people graffiti and stuff all over it.
Yeah,
So like,
okay.
we might as well just paint the thing white. But that beach was it was just like exclusively driftwood and the sharpest stones that you've ever stood on in your life. And then when the tide was out, there was sand.
Okay.
Yeah. But still quite a fun beach. It was just good to like have a walk and stuff because it wasn't like too windy or anything, and like the pier was always really nice, and there's like just like 17 ice cream stores. You just like wander around, and then there's this like massive like boathouse thing with the rooftop, and you go and have your surf and turf and whatever. Good memories of that. We'd always like when I was really, really young, living with Mom, we would like always cruise up and down the strips. They would have like car shows and stuff there every once in a while, and like parking lots. They just like have like heaps of Oldsmobiles and stuff like that, and some new stuff and trucks and this and that. There's this train as well, actually, that like runs along the coastline, that ran straight along the promenade for the beach. So it's like the promenade for the beach, train tracks, beach.
Okay. Yeah.
Super strange. But I always really liked the train. I always put pennies and like quarters and stuff on the train tracks.
Try to flip it.
Oh well. I mean, when I was that young, I didn't realize that was like a thing that was possible. I was just like, ooh, flat penny. Cool,
Okay.
look, this is like basically do it completely flat and like curve it over the train
rail,
track thing,
yeah.
right? But yeah, beaches. Comparing the two, so much nicer in Australia.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is the first time I've ever actually been in an ocean that's like mildly like not horrifically cold, and it's also not cold outside. It's like 42, so this doesn't feel as cold because I'm getting baked from the top. And like the waves are like so cool to actually be at a beach that's got like waves are like wah, and stuff, and just stand there and be like, take me. But the flags thing was a new one. I definitely got a couple times. I was like, oh, there's nobody over here. I'm gonna go over here, and the life was like, and I'm like, yep, my bad. Oops.
Yeah, the flags. I forgot. Live, death.
Yeah.
Death,
It's really close. Those two, they keep them quite close together.
Yeah. To be fair, like I grew up in Taupo,
Yeah.
and so you don't have flags on the lake.
Yeah.
And so we would go to Pawanui in the Coromandel for like holiday times, especially like New Year's and Christmas. And there they had a surf beach where you had flags.
Yeah.
And that was the only beach I ever went to that had some flags. But in the lake, you just, wherever the fucking water meets the land, that's where you'd get in.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might find a spot where there's warmer water because it's all geothermal and shit around there. And so you can like hop in the hot spot.
Yeah.
And then go in the cold spot.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. What was I looking at? I was looking at something earlier about the geothermal beaches and stuff like that, and realized there are a couple around Taupo. There's like supposedly some like really famous one that's like they like look like giant steps, and they're like all these like pools, or like they used to be like these like ancient hot pools and stuff like that. That might not be there anymore, but it's like a touristy thing.
Yeah, so you have like way back before there was a massive volcanic eruption. You had the pink and white terraces.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, so pink and white terraces were considered like one of the 8 wonders of the world. And that is, from my knowledge, what essentially started New Zealand tourism.
Really?
People would take their 3-month fucking ship journey over here. Some people would settle, and then others would just come to visit things like the pink and white terraces.
Crazy.
Or see, native birds and things like that, and kiwi and all that sort of shit. And then there's a massive volcanic eruption, and was it Tarawera eruption? I may be wrong, so if there's any people out there listening to this that are clued up on New Zealand natural history, let us know. But that wiped out. It pretty much covered up the pink and white terraces.
Yeah.
But then, like out sort of Wairakei, which is if you're coming into Taupo from the north, you pass through Wairakei, which is like a little village type settlement. There's a BP there, and then you sort of cruise into Taupo. They have like the Wairakei terraces, and it's hot pools.
Yeah.
And it is tiered like terraces, and it's all natural geothermal. Like just maybe a kilometre down the road, there's the Wairakei geothermal power station and things like that, and you see all these big fucking pipes and everything that go into it that push all the gas in to heat the water to then, because they heat the water from the Waikato, which then spins turbines, fucking makes power.
Nice.
A lot of geothermal electricity comes out of Taupo. But yeah, you have those. They're really nice to go.
Yeah.
Because it's all natural, it does feel like a little bit more healing and things like this. And then on the other side of Taupo, you have like Debrett's hot pools, which is more of like a commercial built concrete pool.
Yeah.
But all of the water that they feed into it is just like filtered geothermal, naturally heated. And so it comes in, and there's like the really hot pool.
Yeah.
And then it goes down into the slightly colder pool, and then go down into the
burn your skin off pool.
Yeah, because man, it can be, that shit can get fucking hot. But there's a great touristy sort of. You used to do this thing when I grew up in Taupo. You'd do the river float.
Yeah.
And it was like notorious. People do it like Boxing Day, New Year's Day. They're probably the biggest days. But as you come into Taupo from the north side, there's one bridge that separates sort of this side of Taupo from that side of Taupo, and town. You have to go over the bridge.
Yeah.
And you get in the water there, and you would take like a blow-up airbed or a fucking biscuit for a boat or something like that. You get, because the control gates, which is the bridge, is also a electricity generation
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
And so you don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
You get into it
ideally not.
after it. And you jump in the water. There's a couple of like bank jumps that you can go off, or a swing, or you can just walk down and hop in. Everyone fucking good. Like, there's a car park there. On the big days, it's just maybe like 400 cars all parked there. There's all this people in the water. You take like your box of beers with you, float them behind you.
Yeah,
And then you float down the Waikato River, and you go past where like the bungee jump is, and you float all the way down, and you get to Spa Park. And Spa Park has a natural geothermal spring coming out of it as well,
Oh, yeah.
which they've developed to make look a little bit nicer at the moment.
Right.
But the hot water comes in, there's essentially a big pool, and you sit in there, and then if you just go out to where it, like, it's just open.
Yeah.
But there's kind of like a barrier where the warm water meets the cold water. And if you jump into the cold water, you got current and you carry on going down. But if you stay back into the hot water, it's just still hot water. And
Wow.
Taupo always has a lot of like big races. Like the Ironman is in Taupo. They do the Round the Lake Cycle Challenge, Round the Lake Relay Run, all of these different things. People go to either Debrett's or the Spa Park hot pools afterwards. And you take your beers and you bury them in the sand in the river where it's cold,
Oh.
and then you sit back in the hot pool. And when you need another beer, you just walk over and dig one out of the sand in the cold, and then crack your beer. And but that's like, you would do that growing up. We'd go there after school. There was a bank which we called Nui Banks.
Nui Banks.
Because it was right behind our high school, Taupo Nui.
Okay.
And you jump off there, it was maybe like 30 foot or something like that, so what's that, like 10 meters? You jump off into the water, and then we'd just float down, and you get to Spa Park, and you jump in the hot pools for a little bit, and then you get out, and your mates that had licenses would drive their cars to the car park, and you'd get out, jump in their car, and they'd take you back to school and grab all your shit. And it was like, that was sort of like the after school routine.
Yeah.
Fucking loved that shit.
That makes me think about. I don't think we ever had like in Canada. There's lots of like. There's rivers everywhere. There's lots of like salmon spawning rivers. There's
Okay.
always like bits that like there's quite a good amount of like current and stuff like that. And when I was living out in the middle of wherever I lived in Langley, in the town that I grew up in, a lot of my friends lived by rivers and stuff like that. I spent so many hours down there just like jumping in and jumping out and tying the thing and doing the swing and jumping in and wandering down. I think, man, I remember one of my mates came over to my house and like walked a couple feet from the house, and like it goes down into this like ravine thing, and there's like this massive pool where we usually like just played when we were kids, and it was like it was within whistling distance, so like your parents would just be like, just like keep an ear out, or like when the sun goes down, come back or whatever. And we were like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And the river it like splits off in a couple different directions. We're like, we'll just like wander a little down this way, like it's still done, and it's like close enough to the house. We'll walk back this way. We can like still hear whatever. Wandering down. And we find this little like this pool of like there's like just like a bunch of crayfish and stuff. We were like grabbing crayfish and like pinching your finger with them and then throwing them back in the thing and being like, And then we're like, we'll keep. I wonder what, because this is like the furthest that we've gone. I wonder what's a little bit further down this way. So you're like wandering, keep going, and you're like, can't really walk around this spot. We'll just get in the water and just swim. So I was paddling through this like river all the way down and around, and like there's like it's just river. There's nowhere to stand up. So we're like still going around this bend, and then we come to this massive like drain. That's it goes underneath one of the freeways, and we're like, oh shit, we're super far away from the house right now. Oh no. So we like turn around and like paddling like
against
crazy,
the current.
and then we can hear it, our parents whistling for us. We're like, shit, go out of the water, up and back, and they're like, you're in a lot of trouble. Like just like sent two kids down to the river and they disappeared.
Yeah.
Not good. So like we're like, oh, sorry, we just wanted to see what was down there. And they're like, don't care. Grounded.
Yeah.
Don't care. Absolutely grounded. Wrong pipe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two kids go missing in the water.
Man, absolutely so many things like that. We lived on sorry Mom if you remember this. But we lived on this farm and like the person who owned the house that we were renting like lived in the back of the property and this massive farm. Heaps of cows and stuff like that. And I'd love to jump the fence and go and run around in the cow paddock with the cows.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, probably pretty dangerous. It's like a massive herd of like 40 cows. They're not gonna find you in the grass when you've been like trampled.
Yeah.
But I would just run out and go and run around and like there was trees way in the back and stuff like that. I was like thinking about it. Kind of smart, but also dumb. I took the mobile house phone with me, and was like,
Okay. Yeah.
If like Mom tries to call the house to see if I'm okay, I'll have the house phone with me. Obviously, it does not work when you get like a kilometer away from the receiver. So I was like wandering around in the back of the thing, and I can hear my name being called. And I'm like, Mom must be home.
Why didn't you ring the phone?
Mom must be home, and she's probably wondering where I am. I wonder why she didn't ring the phone. Beep, 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 beep. No, that's why. This doesn't fucking work way out here. Like sprinting all the way back, like jumping 2 fences into the next door neighbor's yard, because like I was like way in the back, and like there's all the cows and stuff were here, and I was like, I don't want to run like through the cows because they might freak out. So I'm like gonna jump into the next door neighbor's thing. And then go through their property into the next door neighbor's thing, and then down their driveway, and then like loop around and jump back into my yard and be like, "Hi, Mom," and she was like, "You are the worst. You're the worst. You scare the shit out of me all the time." And I'm like, "I took the phone with me in case you needed to call, but yeah, obviously didn't realize it didn't work when I was out of the house."
At least we learned something.
At least we learned that the house phone is not a cell phone. It does not link up to the
They
satellites.
do. It says mobile on the box, but it's not that mobile.
I just think I walk around the house with it. Why can't I walk around the neighborhood with it? Surely,
I get the logic. Like
I was like, this is smart.
yeah,
Surely
yeah.
I will not. Get
I'm
in
sure I
trouble
would have
doing
thought of something like that
this.
if I was younger.
Oh man, yeah.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
I thought so at the time. Looking back on it, not so much. Yeah. What were we? Ohakune.
Oh yeah.
Back to the many tangents. Eh?
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Back to Ohakune. Got my feet all bandaged up from the terrible sunburn, and Ohakune. I'm really bad with these names of some of these mountains, but Ohakune is really close to the Tongariro crossing, the Alpine crossing, right?
Yes.
And there's a mountain in that range called Nurahoe.
Yeah,
Narahoe.
Yeah.
Which I was told is the mountain that they based Mount Doom off of in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I was told, and I believed this, and I was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure that it's the one that they were like, cone shape, flat top, that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm pretty sure they superimposed everything over top of it, maybe, or like...
Yeah, well, I think they did
some
some
sort of
Lord
thing.
of the Rings filming through like Desert Road National Park sort of area all around Awakuni.
Yeah. But we went on when we were there, I was like, we have to go do this. I want to go see this mountain. Like, they don't let you go super, like, close to the foot of it unless you, like, go and actually do, like, the crossing thing.
Yeah.
You kind of have to jump over a couple fences, I think. But we did this little like, trail loop.
Yep.
And I was like, really, really, really have to do this because my grandmother really loves Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Like, she got me into it when I was like 8 years old. She'd always read me The Hobbit, and we would watch Lord of the Rings all the time, and and it was like something that we bonded over, I think. And like, I also am like, enamored with the fantasy and stuff like that. I still haven't
Yeah.
been to
Hobbiton?
what's the town that Hobbiton's in?
Matamata?
It's- Yeah, Matamata, yeah.
It's not far from here.
Yeah, it's like close to Rotorua, right? Or something. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a little
probably
before
like
and,
2.5 hours away.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been meaning to go, but I've like never. I don't know. I've just never put it together to be like, oh, I gotta get down there, and I'm sure there are like buses that take you from here straight there. That like, because it's such a massive tourist thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not difficult to get to. I think a lot of people normally get to Hamilton and stay in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get there from Hamilton because it's only like half an hour, 45 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
It's not too far.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely something I really want to do. But I was like, we gotta go see this mountain, like, because take a photo of it and be like, look where I am. So that was something that was really cool to like see something that like you've kind of seen your whole life and been like, oh, this is like an unattainable amount of space and time away from me.
Yeah.
And like to be there and be like, that's crazy. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was super cool.
Did you ever end up doing like the Tongariro crossing and everything like that?
We didn't do the crossing when we were there. We went up. Oh, geez. Again, one of the mountains that was there. This is like during the off season. This was January when we were there, so everything was closed. But we still went up one of the mountains to like where there would be a ski resort, and like just kind of had a
Ruapehu?
little wander. It must have been that one. It was like up this road that seemed to go like this for hours.
Yeah, my family built that road.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my going back like maybe 5 generations of my family have all lived in Awakuni.
Oh, wow.
And my grandfather still lives at the base of the mountain.
Yeah.
But they all had farmland. They were all farmers, whether it be dairy, sheep, fucking vegetables. And there's a book written about them, which I can't remember the name of. But yeah, there was like 3 generations of my family that built that road.
Yeah.
My grandfather, I think, was a teenager, and then his dad and grandfather. And they would run their farms during the week. And then on the weekends, they would take their tractors from the farms and they'd go start digging out that road.
Oh.
And they built it all the way up to the car park. And then for almost all of my grandfather's life since then, he has driven buses to the car park and back,
wow.
taking people up from the resort and shit like that. But still lives there at the
really
base of the
cool.
mountain.
Yeah.
Has a telescope in his living room that just looks out. And up until like the age of maybe 75, he walked to the top of the mountain on the first day of snow skis and then camped out overnight and then would walk back down. That was like his thing that he did up until his 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. But like that road, I know it very well. And it's
Yeah.
windy as fuck.
It is.
So many crashes have
Yeah.
happened on it. Like so many
I
crashes.
can't imagine, yeah. People just going crazy.
Yeah, just sliding around. And like, yeah, it's very fucking windy.
It was really cool being up there though. What else did we do when we were down there? We were down there over New Year's.
You see the big carrot?
Big Carrot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That rings a bell.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Carrot.
It's just
like
a huge
it's on the way in,
carrot,
isn't it?
yeah.
I do remember a big carrot on the way in. I remember someone being like, "Big Carrot," and I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah. You know Emma Dean?
Which one?
Emma Dean
Emma Dean.
was with Proof & Co. Yeah. When she was on the pod, she was talking about how she got heaps of photos with the big carrot. That was like her favourite part of Awakuni. Got to go to the big carrot, get a photo.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I quite enjoyed it down there. It was a really good time. We stayed there over New Year's. We stayed in this little batch, and there was this like bar. It's called like Kings or something like that. Three Kings or something. And that's where we went to New Year's. I was still like sunburn on the top of my feet, so I was there like drinking these gin and tonics, like ow, standing hurts, like just trying to like get drunk so I don't feel how horrible my feet feel.
yeah, numb the pain.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty rough. After we were there, we went back up. So that was like the deepest south I have been of Auckland. We took a trip up to Napier. After that.
Yeah.
Napier was really cool. Beach there was crazy. That
all
was like
rocks.
rock.
Yeah.
Like black rocks that just they all look like arrowheads. Yeah, that was it was a little quiet place there. I think we literally just stopped in for like breakfast and like to have a couple beers because it was a really nice day. And
It's like a very Art Deco kind of retirement town.
Yeah.
They got like that big outdoor sort of amphitheater.
Yeah, the massive square that's
Yeah.
there, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we. I think there's some pub there that we just got a couple of pints at, and then just like sat out in the sun. And we're like, oh,
Napier is nice.
the end of our vacation is super quiet. Yeah, but yeah, really really nice. It's cool seeing that part as well. I think then.
You got to do quite a bit of touring around. You did a good sort of loop.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I haven't been to like Christchurch or Wellington or Queenstown or anything. I really, really wanted to go to Queenstown originally when I came here. Like 2020, I was like, oh, I'll stay in Auckland for like a month and like do some work, and then I'll go fly down to Queenstown and like whatever, see what that is, and then go up to Wellington and then maybe work there and stay somewhere and then go back to Auckland and then stay there. And then I wanted to go around, but yeah, COVID stuff couldn't really do any of that, but we're getting there now. Yeah, now that everything's settled a little bit, it's like so much easier. After we were done with like the vacations and stuff at 46, we all got back into Auckland, worked there again for the next like 7 months, and then just needed a change up.
Yeah.
Because it was like, not really like, didn't feel like I was progressing basically. So went to work at Bedford. So over COVID, me and Elliot got deliveries, or care packages from Tickety-Boo.
Okay.
We're always messaging Gina like, this week we want a bottle of Campari and sweet vermouth and gin so that we can make Negronis at home. And just like started doing that like, I don't know, every 2-3 weeks or whatever. And through her, I was like, oh, I'm looking for a new job, like blah blah blah. And she was like, oh, you should go work with Chris. Because at the time, Crispy was the venue manager at Bedford, and I was like, I know Chris. This will be a walk in the park. So go there, and I sat at the bar, and like I think I just talked to him for like 2 hours. We just like sat and chatted. Had a bunch of drinks. I think I stuck around for staffies, like after everyone had closed, and I was like, I got the job. They let you stay for staffies. They're like, yeah,
you're
good.
in.
He's good. So yeah, I think after that, I think that day I had like a trial, and they were like, oh, you can just like wander around and like just go and see tables, and like this is the menu, this is the things where these are, this is where the water is, this is how you do the tills and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah. And I think I worked that trial for like 2 hours, like a longer amount of time than like was probably needed. But I think everybody just forgot that I was trialing.
That's a great sign.
And I was like, oh yeah, sick. Like nobody's like, this is either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
If they forget that you're trialing. But yeah, ended up going really well, and yeah.
That's where you've been now. How many years has that been?
Signed a contract and got on. 3.5 years now.
3.5 years.
Yeah, I think I signed on June 14th. And now it's December, and 3 years ago, so 3.5 years. Next June, 4 years.
Nice. And back under Jeremy's tutelage again.
Back under the tutelage. That was actually that was a little bit. I think he left for Europe. He left a couple years before that. Maybe 2 years before that, and then came back recently, and I was like, you should come work at Bedford because we need a venue manager. And bing bang bong.
Yeah,
that's how it worked out.
First off,
and then
when you meet, he gives you a job.
Yeah.
The second time around, you're trying to get him a job.
Repay the favor.
Yeah.
Hopefully it worked out.
Yeah.
He's part owner now, so things are going. We're trying to make it cool. Yeah, I didn't get Elliot a job, but I was like, Elliot, you should like come and work with me as well, because it'll be like the good old days.
Yeah, and was that when he was at Culprit?
Yeah, he was working at Culprit at the time, and I think he just wanted to be a bit closer to home and not be the lone person kind of doing everything and then getting out at 4:00 in the morning and stuff. So I was like, this is right next to where you live. We shut at midnight, so it's like easy peasy, and it's like pretty chill for the most part.
It's a cool. I do love Bedford.
It's a good spot.
It's a good spot. Good music.
Yeah. I think that venue's been through a lot of change, right? Like, since I've been there, it's, it went from, Chad, Crispy, and Stu, and then Christian as well, and that kind of being like the core bar team and stuff like that, and all those people, like, incredibly talented and go on to do their own things. Like, I think, man, I don't know what Chad's doing at the moment. I think he's working at the airport, doing something there, and I think Chris is doing events for.
Yeah, he's with Parasol and Swing.
Yeah,
doing his thing.
And then Stu and Chris.
They're now First Class Cocktails.
Took over First Class Cocktails.
Yeah.
So like, I think everybody that has been and moved on from Bedford is always like pretty highly thought of, I think. And it's a bar that I think that people think good of.
Yeah. Has a great reputation.
Yeah, especially like, well, it opened 14 years ago now, almost, I think. 'Cause it was, Ponsonby Central opened 2012, and then Bedford's 2013. It's obvious it's been through Jason Clark opening it up and like making it the establishment. Gosh, who else worked there? Like, literally everybody. It's actually crazy going back and like looking at some of the like photos and stuff. There are old photo reels everywhere and stuff, and some things on the social media that's like, I think Lori worked there at one point.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just like actually too many people to remember.
Yeah. It's always had a good name. It's always been a well-known, respected spot. It's always, I mean, like I said, it's always been open.
It has.
It's just been there as sort of a mainstay of Ponsonby for so long. And still pumping to this day. I mean, the amount of different sort of pop-up events and working with all the different distributors and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just...
We definitely have. We're just trying to leverage a bit more of that. That history, that good faith. I think that people have with us.
I mean, like, even for Halloween.
Yeah.
Going all out, decorating the thing for Halloween. There's fucking spider webs everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is with stuff like that is like, as soon as you don't do it, it's like.
You've kind of given up a little bit.
This is the bar that doesn't do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we didn't really, like, we got, like, we did, like, it was like a Jaeger activation, right? And they, like, brought the thing, and they were like, here's $100, go to Look Sharp, grab a bunch of stuff, decorate the thing, and we're like, cool, we'll, like, promo this and, like, run this cocktail. And it's just, like... It's just visual. It's just to be doing something. Because if you're doing something, you're the bar that's doing something.
Yeah.
If you're not doing nothing, you're just a bar.
Yeah.
You're not really doing.
Just another bar.
Yeah. So trying to take advantage of the opportunity to do stuff like that, because like brands are always wanting to do stuff like that. They always have the ability to do stuff like that. If you go to a bar or a brand and you're like, hey, I want to make these cocktails, right? I want to use your spirits. But like, maybe I need some equipment. Maybe I want to make a carbonated cocktail. I don't have, a PSI regulator and a rig. Can you source one for me? They're like, oh yeah, well, you're going to make our cocktails, so we're going to give you a thing so that you can make the cocktails that you want to make with our stuff. Here. And like, you just more than more than what's the word I'm looking for? More than happy to help out, because you're like absolutely doing them a solid by like just selling their thing and not selling somebody else's thing instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just working really closely with brands that we're friendly with and that are friendly with us, and be that beer brands like Garage Project we're always super tight with and stuff like that, and like Lion, we've got a big history with Lion, and they usually have like quite a catalog of things that we're keen to work with spirits wise, and like Federal Merchants and stuff like that we've worked with since like 2022 or something like that. Just getting a lot of their products in because it's good, and we're like, this is good, and we want to promote good stuff, and that's when we're gonna make what we can with stuff that is good.
Yeah.
That's probably like not a great way to like explain all of that, but like
you're not their brand ambassador.
yeah, exactly.
You just make the drinks.
Exactly. I just make the drinks. Well, I've done so we're doing a activation for Hendrix right now.
Oh yeah.
And like we were talking before about Christmassy, like how Christmas is always super warm and stuff, and I was like, okay, Christmas cocktail, summer. What am I gonna do here? But like there's a lot of ways to like make those flavors, those warm flavors, summery. So like I did like this carbonated rosemary fennel spritz.
Okay.
With like cranberry and like dry sherry and gin, and like it's just tall with like cranberries in the drink and this and that. And I was like, these are like all ingredients that I would like put with like a Christmas turkey kind of thing, right? And then like I did like a gingerbread sour. That's like cook up this like gingerbread cordial and like a touch of peach and gin, because like gin's got like kind of these like spice botanicals and stuff like that, and peach is like creamy, which goes with spices, and you need acidity to balance and things like that. It's all about trying to find the common with like your flavor profiles and how you want to build it and stuff like that. But yeah, I think drinks like that are like really the champion for us at the moment. Talking about doing these activations and things like that. We always find that at the end of every month, once these activations are done, we do away reports and stuff like that to the people that we work with and stuff. This is how much we sold. This is what we bought. And they're always top of the list.
Okay.
Like they're always the best selling things. We sell them for like $15-$16.
Yeah, that's very, very, very reasonable.
It is
cheap pricing nowadays.
Yeah. So that was like really the big thing. I've kind of held this opinion recently that like people are getting like really smart with how they spend their money, right?
Yeah. And
I think whether it be just people changing their habits or people feeling economic squeeze or anything like that, people are really looking at where they're putting their dollars and what they're getting for those dollars, right? Like I don't know, I'm sure there's like some sort of like sciencey term for this, but like if you've got drinks at $19, right? If you buy two, it's under $40. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. If you got drinks $21, $42 for two drinks. Like rough. Maybe you think twice about that second drink.
Yeah, it's very much the 99-cent sort of mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's $9.99, it's cheaper than $10.
It ain't even $10. Like it's $10, bro. Like, wow. With surcharge, it's definitely $10.
Yeah. It's costing you $10.50.
Yeah. But yeah, we're finding that. I mean, obviously, by lowering prices, people spend more and like you sell more, and it's not even that we're like just like undercutting ourselves or like undercutting the customer and not giving them something that's valuable. Like all of these drinks are still standard cocktails the way that I would make them for anybody else. We get we get benefits from suppliers in other ways of support, so that it makes it like not cost too much for us to make that cheap. But that is good. That's good for us, and that's good for the consumer.
Yeah,
because your customer is going to be buying more. And if you're doing things monthly, they're going to be like, oh, cool, they're doing another thing this month. Time to go back to Bedford. This keeps people coming back, and when they come back, they're always trying something new. And like this as well, we've done so over the last year, 3 cocktails each month. So 3 times 12 is 36 cocktails. Nearly 40 cocktails, brand new every single year.
Yeah, that's a lot of menu change.
Well, alongside menu change
Keeps it
as
fresh.
well, right?
Yeah.
So we're meant to change the menu soon. It's been put on the back burner because we've been focusing so much on these activations and just really trying to nail them. But yeah, I think it looks like it's like kind of the way to go at the moment is like run these promos, be the place that's doing something, be the place that's got something new. And I think a lot of other venues are like doing the same thing now. They're doing like cocktails of the moment, or like here's the weekly special on the dartboard, and we throw the thing, and we're like, and then you make the thing, and you're like, get this, $18 for the rest of the week type deal. And I think that's attractive for everybody. It's attractive for us because it fosters creativity, and it's attractive for the customer because it's like amazing,
good value.
things are cheap and it's valuable,
Yeah.
and that those experiences I think are valuable as well. And I think it's so hard to like beat out the behemoths that are like, yeah, I'll just stock whatever RTD because I can just throw them at a customer and they'll be like, thanks, here's $15. Like literally don't even have to think about any time between doing this and like, or think about what's in that.
Yeah.
It's just this thing. I think the rise in popularity of RTDs as well comes from like people that want the efficiency of a beer, flavor of a cocktail.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that.
Yeah, and it's difficult to.
I mean,
yeah, yeah. Well, and there's a massive like space, a canyon between like the cheapest RTD you can get and premium bottled, ready to make cocktail.
Yeah,
right. Like these are all the ingredients that I would use in my cocktail bar to make this thing.
Yes.
Whereas like I'm probably not gonna go with the thing that's like exclusively artificial flavor, like made with natural flavors. Which ones? I don't know where you're getting any of these.
Yeah. Because when I look at natural flavors,
yeah.
there's no other natural ingredients in it.
Yeah. It's sulfides and phosphates and preservatives and all these things and stuff like that. Like
Color 260.
yeah, colors. Colors.
Do you remember the last time you ate a 260?
Oh man, my favorite color. 260. Tastes so good.
Yeah, no, the clientele is starting to, I think, get switched on a little bit more to what they are consuming. And there's still a portion of them that are in the dark and go for the, completely artificial. I mean, we all kind of know that sugar and lollies are really bad for you, but there's still a market for people that just love eating lollies.
Yeah.
But then there's grass-fed steak. And then there's definitely that market for that. And so finding the way to take kind of, I guess, the best of both worlds, the flavors that you love, but the ingredients that are most natural, and cram them into something that's valuable and affordable. Because, I mean, I look at cocktail bars around the world now, and I was always big into clarifications and things like that. But they do take a lot of time. And there are ingredients that you have to, let's take a milk punch, for example. The amount of ingredients that go into a milk punch, and then the milk is really there to just help you clarify it all and everything. And so there's so much you add in that you then take away to end up with this clarified drink that takes so long to make and takes X amount of skill to master how to make that ultimately reflects into it being relatively expensive. And low ABV.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, 20% milk punches out there. All of the milk punches with first class sit between sort of the 10 and 15 range, they are sort of a little bit lower because you're washing it with so much tea and things like that. And so they're a great low alcohol cocktail version, which is
Yeah.
great. But it does make them expensive, whereas when you're doing what you guys are doing at Bedford, it's all of those natural flavors. It's all of the real spirits and everything.
Yeah.
But it does hit that sort of affordable niche, like you say, you know, a $19 cocktail. People, it's just easier for people to think about than a $23 cocktail.
Yeah.
But there's definitely the space in the venues that need to be doing, you know, the $25 to $30 cocktail range.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
man.
they go to the clientele that
Yeah.
wants to do that. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
There's a spot for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to make it work. But we are approaching the end. We're nearly 2 hours in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This has been
Damn.
this has been a good long convo.
Excellent. Yeah, great. Cool. Man, I was like worrying about, am I going to be able to talk for an hour?
Yeah, bro. Well, we're about 2 hours in.
Sick. Cool.
So we'll finish up on the breadcrumb mojito moment, as we
jeez.
always do. So as we explain through what the moment sort of originates from at the start, have you come up with anything yet?
Oh, man. I've got...
The free pouring. And
Yeah,
the randomly charging was
that
good.
one's a little bit rough. I think, man. Okay, so this wasn't me really even just like making a drink. This is just like a horrific mistake.
Okay.
In like, so when I was working at Saxon,
Okay. Yep.
Melbourne Cup,
Oh yeah. Big day.
right? They
Big
like
day.
they like put TVs in the venue for this specifically, and they even gave like staff members like little bingo cards of like, here, you
Okay.
can place your bets with like, this thing, and I'm like, okay. I'm clocking in and like putting my apron on and like making sure my shirt's ironed, but sure, I'll like place a bet.
yeah. Let's start gambling.
Yeah, whatever. It's packed. It's like that venue, I think maybe fit probably like 300 people on the ground floor, maybe less, maybe like 200. But everyone's like, they like cleared all the tables out and everyone's standing and wandering around. Everyone's got champagne, and everyone's got this, and we're doing some special Melbourne Cup cocktail or whatever. And I like get down the stairs and I get my apron on and I'm turning it up and I'm like running down and I'm like pushing my way through all these people and I'm like, oh my god. Get onto the bar, and the head bartender at the time was like, get on this station. There's like 30 margaritas that we need to make. Just start making margaritas. So I'm like, cool. Bang, bang, bang. Rim glass. Put glass. Bang, bang, bang. Ring glass. Put da-da-da. Make the thing. And then, like, I'm shaking margaritas, and I'm, like, looking around, and people are like, blah, 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 these things. And I'm like, oh, my God. Grab the glass, and it slips out of my hand. Into the ice well.
Oh.
Glass everywhere. It's just completely, like, I've never seen a rocks glass break into more pieces than this particular rocks glass. And the head bartender, like, is like, what the... Like, the first thing that you touched, you immediately broke into the only other dispense well that we have. Like, clean this shit now. I want it spotless in, like, 3 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you need this reset ASAP. So I'm just, like, they're like... oh my god, just going to the ice and it's all over the floor, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, just like
I was thinking about the bets.
trying desperately to get, I was fucking on 22, and I was just like watching the thing, and I just didn't. Just absolutely terrible. Literally on like one of the busiest days that we had, immediately 86ing a well, and there's like 4 bartenders behind the station that now have to share one station.
Yeah.
And I'm there like scooping this ice and like spraying the thing and running hot water and taking all the balls out because the glass went all over the balls, and I'm 86ing all the garnish because all the garnish is screwed now. And I'm like, and then these margaritas that are on the thing, because he's like, do the station now. These margaritas sat on ice are in the bin, so I have to waste 4 margaritas, and they're like, you're an idiot. Like, you're the dumbest. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Probably.
Oh, that's a great start to a Melbourne Cup day.
Man, it was actually so awful. I don't remember the rest of that day, thankfully. I think I blocked it out after that. That was like the only thing I remember.
Yeah, just compartmentalize that whole day.
Yeah, bro, it was so bad.
Oh, dude.
Asking the kitchen as well. Like, so we had like this massive oyster bar as well. and they've got their kitchen's got their own crushed ice machine that like just makes crushed ice, and I'm like, hi chef, can I have some more crushed ice? And they're like, what happened to the crushed ice that we gave you before? We need to use it for the oysters. And I'm like, I broke a glass in it. Broke glass in it. And they're like, you're an idiot. Can I have it though? And they're like, take it. So,
Oh, love.
yeah.
That is a great story to end on.
It's terrible.
Beer. Perfect. Thank you very much, bro.
Cool, yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very
Always
much.
a pleasure.
Connor.
Never a chore.
Yeah, it was definitely. This was a good time.
Yeah, that was good. Now you got. I suppose you got work tonight.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know what time. Nearly 2:00 now, probably. But I'm gonna head out and see what's up.
Should be a busy night.
Hopefully.
Yeah, busy Saturday in
Yeah.
Ponsonby.
Good.
Yeah, everyone's
so.
out hustling. But yeah, perfect. Love it.
Cool.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Thank
you,
you so
everyone
much.
else. If you want to go enjoy some lovely drinks, hit up Bedford and Ponsonby.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please come and see us. We're open every day, noon to 10-ish on the weekends, midnight. So come by.
Yeah.
Have some great cocktails.
Love it. All right. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Ciao.
That's it for this week's episode of the Breadcrumb Mojito Podcast. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the Breadcrumb Mojito Podcast and look out for next week's episode.